must I feel like that? Why must I chase the cat?
Nothing but the dog in me.
Why must I chase the cat?
It's all right.
Hey, it is. We're all different. Good evening and welcome to Pound Posse Presents. I'm here tonight with some of my favorite people on the planet. But you're laughing already. Stop. Bikers Against Animal Cruelty. With me I have President Greg Belcher.
Hi, how you doing?
Good, how are you? Thank you for coming along.
Doing well.
And Les Archer.
Indeed.
Thank you
Hello.
for joining me tonight.
Thanks for having us.
Always a pleasure to have you guys on, and really you are some of my favorite people on the planet. That's no joke. We'll start with a little bit of an overview. Again, I mean, this is your third visit and people are used to you, but for anyone who's like not with it or doesn't know or watching for the first time, let's give just a little overview of what Bikers Against Animal Cruelty, other than the obvious, is about.
We're just about helping animals of abuse and neglect. What we do is we kind of raise awareness for abused and neglected animals throughout the country, and we help with cases of animals that were injured due to humans, and we help with their vet bills, get them all healthy, and get them into a rescue and have them adopted back out to forever homes.
And that's, you know, nothing better than that. And you're saying throughout the country, you're not just local.
No, not just local. We have helped dogs or any type of animals throughout the whole state, or our state and others. We've helped out in Louisiana. We just helped out a puppy down in the Florida, way down south.
You guys want to take a call?
Sure.
You're on the air.
Oh, hi. I just got a puppy, and I wanted to know, what's the best collar to use to train him to walk with me?
Well, there's quite a few different collars you can use. We, for personally myself and our dogs, we use a collar called a martingale. And what it is, it kind of works like a choke collar, but it doesn't have the spikes, or it doesn't grab the hair like a chain would. They actually work quite well, and I personally think those are good. I mean, there are other people that use different ones. You can use a harness. The harness goes around the chest and around the shoulders, and it's supposed to help from dogs from pulling. Some dogs actually pull more with them. So I think it's going to be a matter of what your dog works well with and what you work well with the dog, to be honest.
And there's also the ones that, for the dogs that pull, that go around their face. It
Yes.
looks like a muzzle, but it's not a muzzle, but it's supposed to pull them back from taking you for a walk.
Right.
Yeah,
Is that harmful to the dog? Would that hurt around their muzzle?
I used that kind for my dogs, and I don't believe it hurt them at all, no.
Oh, good, okay.
As long as you're using a nylon style, it's actually slippery on the muzzle, and it won't bind, won't adhere, and cinch down really tight.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thanks for calling.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye. And so there you go.
That was actually a good question.
Yeah, that is. I mean, if anybody's, the number is up, so if anybody has any questions, feel free to call in. Bikers Against Animal Cruelty, as we were saying, not just local concern. You guys help all kinds of animals and throughout the country. You want to put up some pictures
Sure.
of some of your stories? Okay, now, for those of you who are faint of heart, these are not pretty pictures to look at, but animal abuse is not a pretty thing. Animal abuse it can be something that somebody does to an animal. It can be neglect. Either way. So there's a fine line between the two sometimes, and we're going to put up a couple pictures, and you guys are going to tell the stories of how you help these animals. Zach, put one up.
Okay, this little guy here, his name is Buster. He's from Florida. He's with a rescue called 100+ Abandoned Dogs of the Florida Everglades. And when we got his picture to talk about him as a case, it looked pretty grim.
Is that other picture?
Yeah, his
Zach,
before
put
picture.
up that really horrible picture.
This is his before picture. You can see he has basically no fur left on him. He was actually
oozing scabs.
Yeah, oozing scabs. He was left outside in this time of year in the Florida sun, he just kind of getting cooked, so to speak. Not to be too graphic.
And was
but
that mange?
I think it was
or-
mange and just being left out and neglected for so long. He's
Mange in a lot of bad weather.
Yeah.
I mean, they think he's under a year. So, I mean, you can see from that picture there, we decided that we definitely wanted to help. And
Let's get his after picture back up, Zach.
this is what he looks like probably, I think this is maybe 2 weeks ago. So, and I think the case came into us probably about a month or so. So within a few weeks, that's his, after being
Yeah.
great care and everything.
And
He's-
I'm sure he had to go through, the baths and the medications and the
Well, I'm sure he still
antibiotics
is at this
and-
point.
Yeah, he still is. I mean, he's actually in a foster home right now. So he's not at the clinic anymore. He's doing quite well.
Yeah, he looks, that's night and day for sure.
Absolutely.
I mean, looks like he's got a little ways to go, but
He does. I mean, that picture makes it look like he has a lot more hair than he actually does. If you actually get up close to it, he's still
'cause-
pretty bald.
yeah.
Yeah.
But that's, that's just, again, somebody didn't want to take care of
Yep.
the
responsibility.
that he'd never had to get that bad.
No, he
You
never
know,
would have got that bad.
No, if somebody would have said, "Hey, I need help early on," that dog just would not have gotten that bad. And so that's like the kind of thing is people, if you see something like that,
Yeah, just
Speak
say
up.
something. The best
Sure,
thing to do is, contact your local animal control officer and get the ball rolling that way.
And this type of skin illness,
We'll
being
take the
that
camera back,
it's
Zach.
mange, is really readily treatable.
yeah.
And very inexpensive. That dog could have been easily taken care of for about $20
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
originally. When the very first.
Yeah.
and I think his, from what I understood, his vet bills by the time we got involved were quite intense.
Yeah.
So they were huge.
I mean, so really, again, if somebody just didn't want to deal with it and
Nope.
let it get out of control,
Yep.
and where something was easily treatable,
Right.
it blew up, and there's never mind the monetary aspects of it. That dog suffered.
Yeah, he
sure.
did. He did a
And-
lot.
A great deal, I'm
You
sure.
know, if you get a boo boo, if you get a sunburn, you know what that feels like. That dog had it all going on,
Oh, yeah.
and there was just no reason for that animal to suffer to that extent. Zach, what other picture do we have?
Okay, this is another case, again, from Florida. Obviously, he's really thin, and the problem was that he just was being neglected and not fed. Probably left outside chained to a doghouse or to a tree or something.
Yeah,
So,
somebody basically tried
again-
to literally make him go away.
Yep.
Right.
And honestly, just think about not eating for a few days, how you feel. I
Yeah.
mean, this is probably months. I mean,
This is months.
I've read that starvation is one of the most painful ways to die.
yeah, absolutely.
So you see all these pictures of these animals that people just, I mean, first of all, I don't understand how you could ever just leave something to starve and die. I don't get that.
I think it's horrible.
You think of Patrick, the pit bull Patrick that,
Right.
was amazing that he even lived. But to just let an animal sit and suffer, it's painful. Your body starts to shut down. Your organs start to basically grumble and groan in pain, and it's not an easy way to go.
Yeah.
And it takes a long time. We've got another phone call? Nope, what's ringing? That must be the studio phone. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll take the camera back. Zach?
I would like to add to this type of an incident. There's a lot of times where you can make local phone calls and get local help for this type of situation.
Pet food
There are
pantries.
pet food pantries
Yeah.
all
If you
over this
can't
place.
afford it, there's so many of them
That's right.
springing up.
Yeah,
And
there's
and
tons.
there's so much help available out there. You just have to ask for it.
Exactly. And it's not a question of, you shouldn't be ashamed to
Right.
ask for help.
Absolutely.
You should be ashamed for doing something like that to an animal.
Right.
There's just no excuse for it. With, definitely with all the help that's out there. If anybody ever needs information on local pet food banks, you can Google it. You can contact Bikers Against
Yeah, you
Animal
can
Cruelty. You can
definitely-
contact Pound Posse Presents. There's so many local resources, whether it's here or in other areas, if you're watching, that there's so much of it now.
Yeah, there's a food pantry for your animals. I would have to say there's probably one in almost every state. I don't know for a fact, but they are definitely out there. All you have to do is just look.
And a lot of the human food banks, the human food pantries,
correct.
now are stocking pet food because it's become understood that
Sure.
it's an increasing need. You know, it's understandable that you love your animals and you don't want to get rid of them, and you know that's all you have if you're going through tough times. But you know, you have to provide for them as well.
Absolutely.
No one's saying that just because you're having a bump in the road, you have to, you know, give up your pets, but you do still have to provide for them. And if you don't care about them, if starving them is going to be your answer, then just find it a home, you know. Even if it's a little skinny and you're ashamed, don't be ashamed of the fact that maybe you tried. Don't be ashamed of the fact that, all right, well, I have this dog and I can't be responsible for it. Be ashamed of the fact that you would let it suffer.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, and get help, do something, get that
always
dog in
help.
another home.
There's always help available.
And there's multiple organizations that you can go to that will help you with your dog or your cat or any other animal out there.
Yeah,
to be
I mean,
honest.
there's no reason to let them starve and let them suffer. There's just not. You guys want to add anything to that?
That's pretty much it.
No,
I mean,
I run an animal food bank, and I'm in the northwest corner in the New Hartford, Barkhamsted area. And if anybody up that way needs anything, by all means, they could just call the animal control phone line in New Hartford, and I'll be happy to assist them. And if it's somebody else from anywhere else in the broadcast area, if you're willing to meet me, I'll be happy to help.
And that's a
So-
sincere offer, folks.
And that's all it takes. It's just
Absolutely.
a simple phone call. There's no questions asked. There's no demeaning questions or
Yeah, no judgment.
no judgment whatsoever. If you need help, you call and we'll give it to you. It's that simple.
And that's, you know, that's what it's all about. You know, animal people kind of stick together.
Right.
And, you know, even if you don't have connections or don't feel like you do, people
We
are
do.
there for you.
We have
I mean,
connections.
if you honestly, we get questions through our website all the time about stuff like that, and I answer them personally, and I will point you in the right direction to get you the help that you need. If it's something that we can't help you with, I will definitely give you another option, another avenue to go to get the help that you need before it comes down to actually have to giving up a pet. So.
Yeah, I mean, it's understood that for a lot of people that becomes a tough choice, and it doesn't have to be your choice.
Right,
It doesn't
shouldn't
have
be.
to be your solution.
Nope.
There's a lot of people that work very hard to make sure that people get to keep their pets.
Right.
And that's from the heart, and that's the most important thing when you don't have much else in your world, and boy do I know. So anyway, you guys have events throughout the year. You guys do all kinds of fun stuff, and you've got a couple of good ones coming up. You're laughing.
We sure do. Well, I like to have fun.
Well, yeah, we know.
So
So
Class
one of
clown.
the first event that you've got coming up is later this month, and that would be your wolf stock.
Yep.
And Zach, let's get that poster up. Wolf stock this year is the how manyth in a row?
This oh my God, I'm in the spot.
Put
I
you on
think
the
it's
spot.
our sixth. And
It's sixth.
I think I'm right, but I might be wrong. You
Okay.
never know.
Well, you're either right or you're wrong. You
Yeah.
put it 50-50.
Yeah. So this is our 6th year. And what we do is we have a bunch of local bands that donate their time to help us out, and we have a bunch of really good bands coming down this year to play for us. We have Mike Crowley from iRock Radio is going to help us out doing the emceeing. So it should be a great day, a lot of fun.
Oh, you mean Les isn't doing it?
oh no,
Oh, with his little radio voice that he had on
I could
earlier?
do it, but I wasn't invited to do so.
Oh, okay.
We're going to put him somewhere else to work.
I see.
Right.
So who else you got coming?
Like I said, the 5 bands are up there: the Bird and the Boys, Naja, Murray the Wheel, Crossfire, and Crossing Rubicon. They're all local bands, so definitely check them out, check their websites out, and see where they're playing in other places as well. Like I said, they're great people because they're helping us out and help us with our mission.
Yeah, and this is like one of your big ones for the year.
This is probably like our second biggest one. The other
Your
one is
rodeo is your first
Yeah,
one,
that's
yeah.
definitely the biggest one. Is the rally and the rodeo in August, later on in August.
Yeah, so this is Saturday, April 23rd.
Yep.
It's going to be from noon to 5 at Toad's Place in New Haven, which Toad's Place is rich with history. If nothing else,
Oh, yeah.
it's like the place to be. So you guys have a great spot with that. So basically, come on down.
Yeah, absolutely. Please come on down. You know, like I
Love
said,
to
it'll
see you.
Be a good time. You know,
Come on down and meet the back crew.
yeah.
Yeah, meet everybody,
You
and
can talk with Lisa, our educational director.
Yeah.
we'll take the camera back. Amidst the dirty looks from the other room.
We tried to get her to come on, but she didn't. She was too nervous.
Yeah, we have to break her of that. You know, it's not that big a deal. If these guys can do it, you can do it. She's shaking her head, no. Anyway, one of the other events that you guys have coming up is in May, and it's actually like kind of a 3-part thing: a breakfast, a ride, and a party. Let's get
pretty
that,
much.
Yeah. A, B, and C. Let's get that poster up, Zach. It's your Cinco de Mayo run.
Yep.
And tell us a little bit about how that's going to work.
So basically, back when we started in 2007, one of our first events that we did was a Cinco de Mayo party. So we wanted to kind of bring it back and show the history of what we started with. The other thing we're going to do is we're actually going to have our breakout ride the same day. So what we're going to do is we're going to meet at the Reichenstein Cafe in Middletown. They have a great breakfast if you guys want to have food. From there, we're going to stop at a couple shelters on the way to ride from Middletown to Meriden. And when we get to Meriden, it's going to be Cinco de Mayo, Mexican food, have a good time, kind of raise some more funds. People want to drop off supplies so we can help shelters out, stuff like that. It's just an all-around good day, and I think kind of putting the two together is going to be fun this year, something we haven't done in the past.
Yeah, it's
Anybody could come on the ride.
Yeah, anyone, everybody is welcome to come on the ride, and everybody's welcome to come to the party at the end. So if you want to ride, you come meet us at Middletown. If you just want to come to the party, meet us in Meriden. So either or.
and it's kind of like marrying the whole putting the animals with the bike riding.
Yep.
And I'm going to be hating life that day because I wish I'd go on the ride, and it is what it is, and boo-hoo for me, and it is what it is. All right, so we'll take the camera back, and that's another cool event that if anybody wants to attend. The posters are up. You guys have your website,
Yeah,
and
the
you
website.
have your Facebook pages.
Yep.
Let's give out that information at this point if anybody wants to tune in for further information.
Yeah, the website is bikersagainstanimalcruelty.org, and we're on Facebook under the same name. Now, there are a couple different pages.
Yep.
There's a public page that has all people allowed to post on, and we do have like an event page under the same. So just make sure you look at both of them to check them out.
And of course, both events are posted on the Pound Posse Presents Facebook page. We'll be posting them again from time to time, just between now and then, to make sure that everybody is aware and up to date and doesn't forget. If anybody wants to call in, the phone lines are open. Not something that I usually do, so snap it up while you can, folks. We've got Bikers Against Animal Cruelty in the house. So one of the things that, the disturbing thing is that cruelty seems to be on the rise. And whether it's because people are becoming more aware of it through social media, or it's really just getting out of control, one of the most important things to help save these animals is if you know something's going on, you've got to speak up.
Yeah, absolutely. I would say definitely, let someone know. Don't put yourselves in harm's way to try to, get information. Just bring it up to the authorities. I mean, we do the same thing. We don't want to put anybody in danger by saying, go to whatever they're doing and
no
try to stop them.
vigilantism.
Yeah,
Right.
Your best option is to talk to your animal control officer or your police, and they will be able to investigate it. And it's just easier if you go in and make a scene where it's happening. Let's say dogfighting, for example, they are going to just move that operation somewhere else so quick that nobody's going to find it.
Yeah.
So it's just easier to, contact the authority, let them know what's going on.
Things like dogfighting, which are illegal, that is such an underground type of thing. And you're right. If they think that somebody's on to them, they're going to move it.
They'll move it very quickly.
They move around anyway, so people can't catch up with them. That's unfortunately, it's one of those underground things that it happens here today, there next week, there the week after.
Well, dog and bird fighting
Oh yeah,
is on the increase.
that's another one.
In the United States, and primarily, as far as the fighting aspect is concerned, the people that are doing the fighting, they already have another location to go to.
Yeah.
In case something compromises this location. So there's always the next location. So keep your eyes and ears open always.
Yeah.
'Cause you just never know where they're going to pop up.
And some areas I think it's more prevalent than others.
Yep.
Unfortunately, Waterbury is a terrible place to be a dog. There's a lot of stuff that goes on here in this town that people don't even think. And a lot of people really feel like this isn't the kind of stuff that goes on where they live. Not in my backyard, that type of thing.
Oh, but it does.
But it
Yeah,
does.
It happens more than you think.
Yeah. I mean, just because everything looks normal on the surface doesn't mean that it is underneath.
That's right.
And, if you even think that something doesn't seem right or doesn't look right, you really, you got to say something. Dogs being tied out outside, that comes under cruelty. There are laws. Let's go into that.
There are laws.
It's difficult, and Les will definitely tell you it's a fine line in some spots.
Which is unfortunate in
Yeah.
itself.
I mean, how we ourselves care for our dogs, and we don't leave our dogs outside by themselves at all, ever.
Never.
And
Ever.
some people feel that that's okay.
Yeah.
I'm against it. It's not against the law.
Right.
But it's something. If you do have them tied out, I mean, Les will tell you exactly the way it's supposed to be. I mean, there's a certain
that's
thing you
correct.
have to follow.
Yeah.
It's a common sense thing, honestly, the way you have to do it.
And
It's
really, the way the
smart.
law is written is, again, not something even that some of us are even comfortable with, as far as I'm concerned.
Well, a lot of it's left to interpretation, and that's the problem.
Yeah,
The way I interpret the law is from the humane law enforcement side, and the guy next door who may have the small pit bull that stays outside in the pouring rain and the cold weather, he may be okay with that, where I'm not. But still, we have to remember that there is a law, and there are languages to protect the dogs themselves, or any animal for that matter. So we do have to follow the law, and it has to be interpreted as such.
yep. It's unfortunate that it not every time the law seems to protect the animals, but we have to work to try to do our best and be their voice.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because without us as humans to stick up for the animals, they've got nothing, folks.
That's right.
So
And remember too, as a complainant, if you call your local authority, whether it be an animal control officer or a police department, state police, anybody you call in an authoritative position, you're protected. You can call anonymously, and we have to investigate it.
And people don't realize that, I don't think, is that they
That's
do
right.
have the right to call anonymously. Because I think a lot of times
Sure.
the people are hesitant because they don't want retaliation.
Right.
Sometimes you're in a spot where, yeah, okay, I'm the neighbor that can see in the yard.
Right.
So if somebody calls, they're going to know it's me. There's a lot of people that I've seen post on Facebook that'll be that person. They're like, if you see something, tell me and I'll call.
Yep.
This way it doesn't even come back to you. Again, yeah, sure, you're the neighbor that can see in the yard, but I'm going to tell you, to be honest, I've made that phone call and said that I was just walking by and saw stuff. So, there's, as creative as you can be to save an animal, is kind of sometimes what you have to do.
Sure.
Without breaking any laws yourself.
Yeah, definitely don't break the laws yourself, because that's what's going to happen is you're going to get in trouble,
Yeah.
and the animal's still going to be in trouble.
Yeah,
so
you're not helping
you're not
anybody.
helping anybody. So like I said, don't risk it. Be smart. Make sure you
Be
talk to the
safe.
right people and be
Right,
safe.
be
I mean,
safe.
honestly, because you don't want to. Some of these people aren't all there. So
Yeah, no, if you're abusing an animal, you probably got issues, and you're probably not that person that, like you said, not all there. Definitely not at all. All right, so once again, let's give the contact information for Bikers Against Animal Cruelty. You've got your website.
the website, bikersagainstanimalcruelty.org. go to the contact us, and I will get your email, and I will answer you back most of the time within a few minutes to like a day. I answer everybody. It's as quick as I can.
Okay. And you have your Facebook pages.
Yep, Facebook pages. We're under Bikers Against Animal Cruelty, and just look. There are a few of them out there. Just make
Pick
sure
the right
there's
one.
well, just make sure you pick the public group. We do have a private group that's for just for our members, and you'll have everything you need on the public page as well. So.
Well, guys, always a pleasure to have you on.
Thanks
Thank
for
you.
having us.
I appreciate everything that you do and everything that you stand for. And I can't thank you enough for the things that you do. I mean, there's stuff that you do in public, and there's stuff that you do kind of behind the scenes because you feel like it's the better way to go. And, you know, you're just amazing. You're awesome. Let's just say that you don't have to have a motorcycle to be a member.
Nope, you don't.
That's something we've touched on before. You don't have to necessarily be a biker to be part of the group. And again, on your website, that'll explain
Yeah.
a little more
Yeah,
how to
absolutely.
find out more about it. Definitely.
Yeah, I would say just come down and see us. You know, we're genuinely great people, and we just
Yeah,
want
they
to be
are.
there to help. We just
We
want to
are.
be there
We're
to help
great
animals. I
people.
mean, it might look scary, but
And
you
we're
know,
very approachable. So.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely.
You know, so if you have any inkling to want to get involved and pick up the torch, so to speak, and go shoulder to shoulder with these guys, by all means, come out to an event. You know, talk to any one of the members.
Any one of us.
Yeah, and honestly, if you can't make it to one of our events, just go to your local shelter and help. You
Yeah.
know, donate time. I mean, that's honestly just help the animals out.
Your
whatever way
time
you
is
can.
the most precious thing you have to give.
Yep.
And it's that thing that you can't ever get back, so that's what makes it even more precious.
Absolutely.
And the amount of time that you guys spend doing great things for the community, just amazing. Anyway, it's time to say goodnight. Remember what we do?
Yep.
Peace, love, and dogs.
dogs.
Thank you very much for watching. Good night, everybody.
Bye.